anytime you went anywhere, you walked or you rode a streetcar. Going to church, going to school, going here, going to the lake, yeah, you rode a streetcar.
The bus, I don't know. It's stuffy, you know. But the streetcar, well, you could always look out and wave at your friends. But you can't do that on the bus.
People did touch, were in close physical contact with each other. But that's the idea that this little piece of screen designated certain areas off limits to colored passengers. I remember as a child, I used to turn the screen around so I didn't have to read the writing.
1929 was a very vicious strike. Several people were killed, cars were burned, and there was a lot of dynamiting going along.
There was something about standing up there operating that big piece of machinery that made you feel proud and made like you felt like you were really doing something.
Stella tells her how wonderful it is to go to bed with Stanley, and Blanche says what you're talking about is just brutal desire, like that rattletrap streetcar named Desire that runs up one old narrow street and down another. And Stella says, didn't you ever ride that streetcar? And Blanche says, it brought me here.
The streetcar has been a source of inspiration for artists and writers through the years. Tennessee Williams was greatly influenced by his neighborhood streetcar line during his years in New Orleans in the 1930s and 40s.
He was working on a play that had variously been called Blanche's Chair in the Moon and The Poker Night and a couple of other titles. It had gone through several versions in terms of title. And he was working on that play. But he said from that apartment, that third-floor apartment, I could hear that rattletrap streetcar named Desire running along Royal and the one named Cemeteries running along Canal. And it seemed to me the ideal metaphor for the human condition.
The streetcars continue to inspire.
What I see is the people framed in each window of the streetcar, each one of them with their own frame, and it pleases me to think of them as individual, and I want to go and find their story within that frame.